Air. We are on air. Stopwatch, go. Notes ready. Second string. Firing my gun for whatever reason. Okay, we are in here. What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to yet again another beautiful episode of Love's House. Let's play No Man's Sky. And let's just do that. Last time, I want to say we were delving into 1.13, the update. Nothing too spectacular. I did notice a few other things, like this little bug right here. I'm not sure if this is across the board, but this is something I did notice. I can't delete this at all. This just floats around. But we're not here to talk about 1.13. We're here to talk about potential new updates to come out. One of which that a lot of people are raving over is the buggy. Now, I'm skeptical because at the end of the day, doing this right here, walking around, I mean, it works. It's unfortunate because no one really travels out 40 minutes worth of time just to walk that distance back. It doesn't make sense. And then taking your ship is a hassle because you have to constantly, especially now more than ever, you have to constantly be aware of your fuel, how much plutonium you're carrying, and other things like that. So it's just not practical. But having a vehicle, i.e. the buggy, input into the game does add a new dynamic, but I don't believe it's enough to justify. What I'm saying is, if they're going to add the buggy, one thing that they need to add is other reasons to want to even purchase one. You know, if you can't construct it yourself, or even if you have to go out and, you know, let's say you have to make each individual part to the vehicle, which I think would be dope because it adds another mission aspect to the game. But to do that, I just got hit by this thing. Dude, I hate these. Anyway, I think it's nice, but that's what I was saying. It would be nice as a new dynamic, but at the end of the day, it's not really gonna make or break gameplay to, you know, oh, okay, I just found a new element, which again, they could have new elements like rubber and stuff like that to justify us making each individual piece to the vehicle. But the worthwhile aspect needs to be, you know, I had to travel across, you know, the galaxy, or even had to go do a freighter battle or something like that in order to get this one piece that I need to have the buggy. Fast forward, you have the buggy now, but was it worth it? Was it worth, you know, doing all this traveling, all this grinding, all of this other stuff in order to have said buggy? You know, when all you can do is, let's say, you know, it's just something you purchase, and then at that point you have them indefinitely and you can spawn it wherever you want. Cool. Okay, I can now drop a vehicle bay just as easy as I can drop a save point or, you know, a signal booster or communication station. You know, that'd be dope. But again, is it worth it? Is it worth me wanting a buggy so I can try to ramp this with boosters? Yeah, I would say it's worth it, but for how long? You know, we're gonna get burnt out again. We're gonna keep begging for more stuff. I think what they need to do, and let me take a look at my notes here. Adding a buggy, what will it bring to the table? Design, okay? Design, they need to have it to with, when the buggy drives, you see and notice that it's driving over terrain. One game that has came out, I want to say they're still beta testing it, but I know it's open beta right now, is Astroneer. Dope game. I love the concept, but for me, graphically, it doesn't catch my eye. I'm a huge realism video game player. I like things that to look, you know, a certain way. Like this, to me, I feel like if I was on an alien planet, I could envision myself standing in this spot looking out at this canyon. And really feel like I'm here. You know, I can look out and it's like, wow, I'm up in the air. This looks pretty deep. I see pools of water. This looks real to me, or as real as it gets as far as video games go. But I think the buggy, more specifically in Astroneer, what is up, Samuel? What's going on, brother? But I think having a buggy that the wheels, again, I know they're in the open beta, so everything is pretty much subject to change, but when No Man's Sky adds it, you know, hopefully they do. I mean, at this point, it's kind of obvious, but we have been surprised before. But yeah, if they add it, they need to have that level of realism like the rest of the game. You know, they can't just have a stiff-wheeled vehicle that just bounces all over the place. I mean, that was one of my skepticisms before. I mean, you know, people who've played this game before 1.1 will know that the terrain did not look anything like this. It was jagged, uneven, more uneven as far as, again, that level of realism. Now it looks like, okay, this is like the backwoods, you know, this is uneven terrain, but it looks practical. It looks like a vehicle could, you know, traverse this. I mean, when I was in the Marines and we were in Afghanistan, I mean, pretty spitting image. You know, this is kind of close. I mean, granted, it was mostly sand, but the rocky terrain does look exactly like this. So, subconsciously, I wonder if that's why I picked this planet. Who knows? Going on, wheel size. Again, to go with the terrain, you know, if we've got tiny little wheels, like from what I saw in the video of the gentleman, I don't have his name offhand. I should have took notes on that, but I'm sure we've all seen it by now. But Give It Thought, that channel, dope channel, I watch his videos all the time. He did a video displaying the wheels, and I know I watched it on his channel, but it the wheels didn't look practical to me. They looked small. I mean, it looked like it could get stuck right here. So that's something that I believe needs to be addressed. Some planets, I think it would just be such a challenge to try to hobble through this. I mean, right here is pretty smooth, but again, you hit that rock, come on, the wheel is it's either gonna ricochet and bounce all over the place, or the wheels need to be bigger. It would be sick if they added towns or something like that. Sam, great minds think alike. I actually have something to touch on that in a second, as far as towns and things worthwhile. Again, I mean, to go with what Sam just put in the chat, it goes on with the reward with the buggy. And again, I'm going to touch base on this a little heavier in a second, but having things worthwhile to travel out to. Because like I said, I mean, I'm how far from my base? Walking distance. I'm 2 minutes out, you know, and I haven't really seen anything too spectacular. Don't get me wrong, the landscape is beautiful. Again, it looks practical. This looks like a place. I look like I am somewhere, you know, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna, you know, on any given day of playing this game, you don't see yourself going way out there. It's not realistic. It would be dope, but by foot, it's not going to happen. Land vehicle, however, absolutely. I mean, you'll find yourselves days out to a point to where you're going to have to throw down a save point just because you don't have actual time in your actual day to drive all the way back because you spent the whole time traveling out there, which again adds a new dynamic. But again, I'm going to touch base on that heavier in a second. But to go back to the wheels, I mean, that's pretty much it. Having proper size wheels to give us that level of realism is something that I think necessary for us to justify having the buggy. Moving on, attachments on said vehicles. I think it would be amazing, and there's 2 points to this, to have like a laser Gatling gun on the buggy, you know, kind of like how Borderlands had it to where you could control it with the joystick while driving. I think that would be amazing. Now, to justify that, because I mean, there's no animals or creatures or, you know, alien species in the game that really can mess with you like that. There's no boss battles to where it justifies having that. But if they say, if let's say they add banditos, you know, bandits, and I've said this before, you know, they add bandits in the game to where, you know, you're mobbing through this open terrain with your monster truck of a vehicle or buggy, and out of nowhere, your system scanner picks up bandits, and you're like, hold up, bandits, what is this? And as you crest this little ridge here, you see bandits coming at you. That would be insane. That would be insane. What up, Daniel? Welcome to the live stream. Glad to have you here. Welcome to Love's House. I need to just say that from now on. Welcome to Love's House. Every time someone comes in, that's what I'm gonna do. Pardon the alarm. I set an alarm so I wouldn't forget to live stream at the time that I specified. So forgive that. But I digress. Let me continue with this. If they add bandits, I think we can justify having, you know, a grenade launcher or a laser Gatling gun and things like that. Other weaponry type armaments for the vehicle. It would be worth it. I mean, it would be nice because I mean, I could run this guy over and it would be nothing. And be like, and you're dead, easy. But I mean, it would not justify having, you know, a laser gun. I mean, it's kind of the same reason why are we able to shoot our ship lasers on, you know, within the planet's atmosphere? It doesn't make any sense. It does nothing. I mean, I have destroyed like trees and small vegetation with my laser and got carbon. I think at one point I did it to nickel or iridium, but I mean, it wasn't worthwhile. It was like, oh, that's cool that happened, but was it a fluke? I haven't really tried it since, but I mean, it wasn't enjoyable. It wasn't like, holy crap, you know, I just exploded half the planet with my photon cannon. You know, it wasn't that like, oh man. So I think we're missing out on that. But I think adding Gatling gun and then justifying it with adding new harder creatures, big, you know, those big snakes and those huge dinosaur herds that we saw, that would be awesome. Another attachment, a storage container or more storage in this game, because having 5 slots is trash. But again, this is the foundation update. So who's to say we're not going to see a version 2 where you have to go get, let's say, you know, Omegon to go and get, you know, the version 2. Like you have to go search out there in order to have more storage. So you've got to, you know, use your vehicle, let's say, to go find this thing. And to go on with that, I actually have mining drills, which would really justify them to increase the depth of the planet. Because I mean, right now, this is it. You know, this is bedrock. I'm not going any further than this. And I mean, you look up and it's kind of like, okay, I guess this is pretty deep, you know, and some terrain is actually higher than this, but I mean, this is whack. Am I right? This is not, you know, this huge realistic planet that I was expecting. I don't really need nickel, just doing something so I'm not just standing around talking my mouth off here. Moving on. Also, having a vehicle, this is actually perfect timing, this was not planned at all, but having a vehicle would really justify having bigger caves, massive caves where they can do a lot less with these stalagmites, I think. Stalactites, stalagmites. I could be wrong. Maybe not in that order, but those are what they are. You know, wider so that you can get a vehicle to go through here. and do deeper searches, or even having what I was talking about, the mining attachment, so you can drill into the planet. And let's say Omegon is at like an insanely deep level, you know, in the crust of planets. And let's say it's common as far as it's on every planet, but just like crystalline, I mean, I've been on every planet and I found crystalline from this point since the update, and titanium. However, it's extremely rare. You know, for every like couple miles, you might find like a small deposit of crystalline or titanium, but it's on every planet, as far as I know. Every planet I've been on, I found small chunks of each. So I think that's pretty dope that they did that. I think that does add a new dynamic to the game. Still storming outside. We're not gonna go there. Always nice to pick up plutonium in this Antrim. Moving on. Mining drills. So yeah, to really go off with what Samuel said a second ago, more things to go out and find on planets, such as temples, you know, different buildings, to where the benefit of searching them, you know, is worth it. You know, it was worth traveling out 20, 30 minutes to find this lost temple, civilization, or whatever. And what you got from it was, let's say, you know, a pendant that lowers the price on space stations for Korvax, you know, or an amulet that amps your multi-tool to where you can, you know, it increases your ammo. Perks is another thing to go along with that. What if you were able to have cattle and maybe able to transfer and sell different kinds of cattle from different planets? I actually have something else to go with that. Sam, we are on the same page. We are on the same wavelength. We are making things happen right now. But again, I'm going to touch on that here in a second. So yeah, having things to go find, like I said, temples, and again, like Sam said as well, lost cities, massive cave systems, lost survivors, I think would be dope, like Korvax, because Korvax, again, they're the science race, so they're always trying to, you know, gain this massive wealth of knowledge. So it would be more practical for you to have, again, huge cave systems, a broken down vehicle, and then you go in and then you see a dead Korvax in there, and it's like you search his corpse or his Korvax casing, since that's a thing, and it would be easy for them to justify having it that way, because we already know that Korvax casings are a real thing. So, you know, it doesn't break away from the story that we already have. And I think that would be nice and easy for them to do. I feel like I've came out this way a ton of times, so I know I went in a circle. To keep going, possible bandits, I already went over that. But to continue with that, caravans, you know, let's say, we already know it's possible for distress signals to be implemented in the game. We've seen it with freighters and stuff like that. So why not have, you know, these giant caravans that trek the planets to trade posts and stuff like that, different trade areas, if you will, and allows you, again, I mean, it's just a new reward. You know, you can get a reward that saves you 10% at certain caravan races or stuff like that. I don't, again, to go with races, I don't really see them adding pod racing or stuff like that in this game, at least not right now. You know, maybe if they implement a multiplayer, something solid like that, I could see that happening. Some kind of justification for them to add that new dynamic to the game. But as of right now, the framework needs to get finished a little bit more. A little bit, we'll say a little bit, even though it definitely could grow a ton and make it a better game. But to that end, I think adding the wrong thing could screw up the game. You know, adding too much of one specific thing could screw the game up, pretty much for good. I'm open to pretty much anything, but I think if they just threw in something just ridiculous, like if they added new multi-tools with the same functionality as all of the other ones, that would be pointless. It would be like, why? To even, I had something, I didn't write it down, but this is something that I had come to mind while I was doing my research here. With the multi-tools, as we already know, as you can see on the gun, when I switch it, it goes that little green and blue icon for mining and the mining and the, actually it switched. Because this was supposed to be mining and this is supposed to be boltcaster. So maybe when the light's off, it's on it. It's kind of weird that it would be that. Anyway, they could implement new multi-tools with different functionalities that, let me turn the sound off on my iPad here. It's got my little timer going on it. Whoops. Anyway, for them to implement new multi-tools or new features, we would need them to be shown to us. So with everything, they can justify everything else that I'm saying. Everything I have is all tied together. None of the things that I'll ever do in these updates, I'm not going to make that promise to say none of them will. But at this point, the way I'm trying to work out my live streams, informational live streams, are going to be more structured under the pretense that everything that I'm talking about works, you know, hand in hand. So having buggies justifies having bandits, or having bandits justifies having the buggies and more reason to travel out. Having the caravans justifies having bandits and so on and so forth. But with the multi-tool, they could implement, you know, a range or Viking on different planets or Viking planets or even other planets throughout the game, Gek, Korvax, what have you, and have it so that, you know, you go find one and he shoots at you and we've never seen the type of color or we've never seen, you know, the level of explosion from a multi-tool. So then he says, hey, you know, I almost shot you. Go get this for me and I'll show you how I show you how I did it. Obviously it would be more thought out than that, but you get my drift here. Plutonium, man, every time, always pick it up. Or not. But moving on here, with the cattle thing, I think if they had the means to implement freighters, I think they have the means to do something like that, Samuel, to where, you know, you can have your own farms that have livestock on them and we can, you know, trade them off world and things like that. Because this game is all about exploration. I totally understand that aspect of it, to make it to the center of the first galaxy and so on and so forth. However, with them adding bases and the ability to, and the ability to have that throughout the galaxy, throughout the universe at large, it really makes it worthwhile being able to trade creatures or trade other items at like a larger scale than what we have currently. So I think that would be sick to be able to be like ranchers and, you know, build a ranch up and be able to take, where are they at? Where are these little things at? Little lizard men over here, you know, over to a new planet and populate and things like that. Also, I think they'd be able to justify it with the buggy and everything else I've been talking about. I think it would be nice for them to, it'd be nice for them to add things like how do I want to say this? It'd be nice for them to add things like, oh my goodness, I can't think right now. I got a brain fart, guys, my bad. While I'm in this brain fart moment, my life support system is at 50% and falling. Let me go ahead and say thank you to everybody who's already joined the chat, who's joined the live stream, who is supporting the channel by subscribing, and who's been helping me out by constantly viewing, liking my videos, disliking my videos, letting me know that I need to work on things. It's much appreciated. It really helps me out. I still have not forgot. I'm definitely going to make a video in lieu of 100 subscribers. I'm not really going to delve into my whole feelings on how, you know, YouTube does that, or how the YouTube community goes about having these milestones displayed to the public at large, doing giveaways and things like that, because I personally have different views than what I've seen. And again, I don't want to cloud my gaming content up with stuff like that, but I don't know why I'm wasting my time trying to get plutonium when I'm full. But anyway, that's a video for another time. That'll be its own thing, but it will be coming out soon, I promise. Panda, 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 panda. My boy, what is happening? Dude, you should play some Ark Survival Evolved. It's an awesome game. I've seen it. I actually watched Frankie on PC in 1080p. Love that dude's channel. I actually watched him play that game. But at the moment, I don't have the means to do it. I am going to build a PC. Look at my base, man. I am going to build a PC sooner than later, potentially. Just currently, I don't have the means to do it. It is definitely on my list of to-dos, but, you know, again, right now, my main source of funding is going to the build for the car. It's on PS4 too? When did they merge it over? I thought it was on PC only. I don't know. I keep doing that. I don't know why I keep mining for this stuff. Let me get carbon though. Something to do here. I think most plants are carbon. I love that they did that. I love that they did that. Everything is something. I think. Okay, maybe not that. Everything else is something. I'm going to take a look at that. I'm going to take a look at that because there are some other games I do want to live stream, but as of right now, I've kind of made it so that I live stream games like similar to No Man's Sky, in that they're broad, you know, boundless games, so the content will always be organic, always be fresh, always be new. So yeah, I definitely might take a look into that. It's on X1 and PlayStation 4. It came out last Tuesday. Oh, 2 weeks ago. Wow. That's pretty big. I'm gonna put that on my list. Let me write that down real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me go in here. Check out my unit count. 41. I'm 1 million up than last time. Arc. Evolved. All right, sweet. Got a game on the list of to-dos. Okay, since I opened the menu, let's just discuss this real quick. I'm gonna keep saying this until they do it. We need either one, more storage in our exosuit here, a bigger backpack, or pages with the current backpack. I think if they add a new backpack, it would totally justify having more storage in our inventory, in our exosuit. Imagine a V1. You know, this is V1. Imagine a V2, V3, V4. Even if it was DLC, they could justify it because it saves you time. Life is a challenge of saving time. That is what it is. So doing that, so worth it. I would, if they made a DLC for 99 cents for a V2 backpack that holds twice as much. Uh, Hold on, let me look for it. Oh wait, oh there it is. Yeah, I would totally do it, instantly. Bro, if you get, I got a really good base going so far. I'm getting guns and turrets. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Panda, if you haven't already, man, go ahead and add me on PSN if you would like. So yeah, we could definitely do that because I wrote it down as a plan. I can't give you like a solid timeline as far as when I would get it. I'll probably get that after I get the. There's another game coming out. I just saw it when I was doing research on No Man's Sky. It's like an MMO game. It's like you're an alien creature, kind of a dude or whatever. My gamer tag is, and this is for anybody, to be honest, it is PFC period love 09, I believe. I'll have to look it up. Actually, I'm pretty sure I could look on my chat, but I don't want to exit out because when I exit out, it like deletes it, and I don't want to delete all of the content so far. Where am I going? There it is. But yeah, I think that was, for the most part, most of the stuff I wanted to discuss as far as future update. I mean, I'm sure in this stream I'm going to come up with some other things to discuss, or someone's going to talk about some stuff. Matter of fact, Sam sent a message. It reads, "What if you could change backpacks like you changed multi-tool?" Exactly. That would be ideal, you know, to be able to go in here. I mean, I should be okay. This storm isn't that bad. It'd be nice to be able to go in here and switch your backpack to, like I said, a V2, V3. I mean, they have it in the stores. Matter of fact, I just built one in my base. It costs 10 microchips, 10 microchips, 2 copper wire, and then something else. I'll find out when I get there. But see, imagine like mobbing to your base in your vehicle. Like, come on, dude. It'd be so legit. Coming over the hill, vroom, you know, power slide, and then pull into your garage. Oh my God. I'd be so mad. Look at all my points of ingress, man. That's how you do it. Okay, so here's my terminal in base. It's not really relative to, matter of fact, it's another thing I'm going to bring up after this point. It's not really relative to like the area. I think it's like basic, like if you were to like see somebody's ship and you go to it, it's pretty much the exact same as far as like inventory. But see, this is what I'm talking about here. You know, with the pages at the bottom, they could totally justify that on here. Because look, well, maybe not with L and R, but with your joystick or with the D-pad, I'm pressing left and right now, even up and down, and nothing happens. So these keys are not functional while in inventory. So ergo, it is possible for them to implement that with smooth ease, because it's not really going to mess anything up. No. It'll be P as in Papa, F as in Frank, C as in Cookie, and then period LOBE 09er. That's what it should be. Oh yeah, actually it's PFC Love. There it is right here. I just noticed that. There it is. PFC Love 09. That's what it is. My gamer tag. Feel free to go ahead and check it out. Go ahead and add me. Be dope. Play some games, and then hopefully when they do multiplayer, we can do that as well. That'd be legit. Who knows? But anyway, back to the game at hand. Hope everyone is enjoying my live stream thus far. A lot of these are going to be coming up very soon. Again, I don't want to touch base on that too much in the live stream. I am going to make a video that's going to go over the future of the channel and all of that good stuff here pretty soon. But Samuel says, one thing I thought of when I started playing No Man's Sky is that it would be nice if you could make a custom planet by using plants and animals. Yo, that would be intense. Oh, there it is. That would be intense. I think if they did something like that. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I'm gonna show you guys how much it costs. I think if they did something like that, it would be, I don't know. It would be difficult. Maybe on PC. PC, yeah. PC would be dope. PlayStation, there's a lot of the things that I came up with on a previous page. Let me go ahead and flip this, guys. Give me 1 second. Well, you guys can take a look at what it costs to build one of those. 6 Voltec cells, 500 emerald, and 10 circuit boards. And it gets deeper in because each circuit board consists of copper wire and something else. I'll have to look real quick. Inference or non-furnace, or I'll have to look it up again. But the other types of plates, it costs 2 of those, I think, and a copper wire. So you do have to travel, and it does make you do things in order to get it. So I like that aspect of it, to where it's not like you just go mine one element and you have to come back. You actually have to work for it, and I think that's nice. It's a dope concept to add. I already said that. DLC, that was another thing I wanted to talk about. DLC, is it worth it? It depends. I mean, I'm sure many of us have gone and have spent like $1 on a game or got a free game and then spent in-app purchases just to get one extra aspect out of a game. It's not like it's not a waste, because you get instant gratification from it right then and there. You're compensated in the moment. Clash of Clans, Sims Build It, those are the kind of games to where if you're addicted, it becomes easy to get addicted, because what's 99 cents? I mean, 99 cents on, like, say 50 gems is $50. So yeah, I don't think they should implement that aspect of it. No, Sam, not at all, man. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I am not easily annoyed. Marine Corps boot camp, that is annoying. Being yelled at, that is annoying. Listening to or reading your questions, dog, not at all. Not at all. Why do I keep mining plutonium? What is wrong with me? I'm gonna go drop this off, because if I don't, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm curious of all these questions. So I mean, like, they're awesome. Yeah, exactly. It makes you think, which is, I think, it makes you think, which is I think. It's kind of a conundrum there, or redundant rather. But no, that's what we need to be doing as the community. We need to be asking these questions, and Hello Games needs to be the ones to answer them in, the best way possible. Like, we really need to have bigger bases. It's not, I see why we're limited. It makes sense in normal mode. I totally get it, because they don't want us to be so wrapped up in staying on one planet. Totally understandable. However, it takes away from those like myself. I do want to have, at any given point in time, I want to have one planet where I'm like, this is my planet. This is where I go because of X, Y, Z. Maybe in my travels in this game, as I traverse the galaxy, I might go, oh, I like this planet better than my current one because it has this, which is one thing that I was missing. Like, if I find a planet that is habitable, doesn't have like anything outside of like rainstorms or cold nights, I'm totally gonna go there if it has water. Totally, because the rig Rigogen, I think that's how you pronounce it. Rigogen, the electric plants. No. If they add that, that's going to be so worth it. Because, not if they add that, I brain farted there for a second. Because it's so hard to find. Like, it is insanely hard to find, and it is so annoying. You know how many animals I killed for this stuff? I'm not gonna lie, I went to another planet and mobbed that poor planet. Those poor, unknowing creatures. It's not their fault. Yeah, I'm glad PETA doesn't... Oh, this planet right here, or this plant right here. This is what I'm talking about. Rigogen. Yeah, I want a water world because that crap is so hard to come by. Nah, I can't add that because then it'll fill it up. Let me put plutonium in here. I don't know if I have another one that has plutonium in it, but we're gonna max this one out because that's another thing I think we should have on our ships. Or not on our ships, but at our bases, like a communication array. Like, you know, in the some of the bases we've already gone to with the Corvax. You know, I think at this point I'm gonna jump in my ship. We've been on here for 41 minutes. 41-minute live stream so far. I apologize if it's loud. I'm still using my PlayStation controller inlet with the Skull Candy Hesh 2 headphone mic. So it is not going to be the great quality right now. It's probably sounding like crap. It is what it is. You got to do what you got to do at the end of the day. You know, with this so far, a lot of people have come to the channel, have really enjoyed it. So I appreciate those people enduring the lack of quality, but just know your patience will be rewarded. I will make it a lot more official, a lot more clear, better sounding, better content, better videos. I want to make it so that I can record it off site, or rather off the PlayStation, edit it on my computer and all that fun stuff. So that's coming in the future. But anyway, to continue on with what I'm saying, it would be really sick if they had communication arrays like at these little guys. This isn't one, but you get what I'm saying. At those little spots, if you could build one at your base that would allow you to transmit further on the planet, let's say, as you're, oh, have I been here? I don't think I have. But as you're, traveling around, let's say I'm on the complete other side of the planet, if I build the transmission array, I can freely distribute, oh, I have been here. I can freely, input and output my suspension fluid, always nice. Gek charm, always nice. My bad, I'm gonna get back to what I'm saying here in a second. Yes, that's what I wanted, antimatter. But it would be nice to be able to press this button here, go, click over X amount of times, and to be able to, go in and out of this. Oh, press triangle and then pick which one you want to transfer to. That'd be sick. Oh, thank you, Sam. I appreciate that for giving me the confidence, letting me know it doesn't sound super terrible. But yeah, I think it'd be nice because it sucks that you have to go all the way to the freighter. It doesn't seem worth it. It doesn't seem worthwhile that I need to travel all the way up, run all the way to, what would you call that? Run all the way to the bridge is what it would be called technically, and speak to the captain just to give him just to transfer one Gravitino ball or one Viking effigy or this dimensional matrix or Ragnox. It's not worth it. That's why you see all this crap in here. That's why I haven't sold these. That's why I haven't, unloaded all this stuff or even added more to it or even organized it. It's just, it doesn't feel like it's worth it. You don't get as much out of it. The channel will get so much bigger, so much potential. I sound like my grandma. No, I truly And heartfelt, I mean, I can't even go into the level of words in my appreciation for what you just said, Sam, because I do want to bring something uniquely me to YouTube, in that I'm not a big fan of doing separate channels for things. I totally understand that people who have already paved the groundwork for, like, let's say someone who's already got like 2 million subscribers off of, you know, doing car stuff, it's not really realistic. You know, even though most people will understand, like, you have a life, you do things outside of cars, but they support primarily your car enthusiasm, you know, because it's the same as theirs. This is what I'm actually talking about right here. Something like this. Let me land real quick. Or not. There we go. But yeah, it's understandable that they would want to make another channel so that they don't, you know, cloud up their feed or their channel with things outside of what people are used to. I totally understand that. For me, my channel is my channel. It is for people who want to enjoy it. Yes, absolutely. But I'm not gonna limit myself to do just gaming, just cars, just this, just that. I want to be able to do things like tutorials on graphic design. I'm a graphic designer. That's what I do. But I'm gonna use that ability to benefit things that I love. You know, like for an instance, I haven't posted it yet, but I just made the periodic table for No Man's Sky in a super dope way, and I'm gonna really branch out with that and do some other things with it. But I'm gonna post that as like a wallpaper on probably my Facebook. I'll probably post it on Instagram. I actually want to do a video with each individual thing. This is like, I haven't even told anybody this, so you guys get the first view of it, or first idea of what I'm gonna do. But I kind of want to do like a time lapse of each individual element. There's really no order, because Hello Games hasn't come out with like a oh, this is our first element, this is number 2. I mean, I'm gonna kind of base it off of my own expectations, like value in, you know, in the rarity, the common, the uncommon, the very rare, stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Sean. You know, I want to be able to keep it open, but yeah, I'm going to definitely use my graphic abilities to benefit my channel long term. You know, I would like to do T-shirts and stuff like that, but I don't. It's not beneficial to me. It's not beneficial to you all, to the people at large who enjoy the content that I produce now and that I will be producing. It's just not realistic. Oh, 826 on air, my birthday. I always notice stuff like that. Sorry about that. Are you on the Amino No Man's Sky app? No, I'm not. Let me write that down though. I honestly saw somebody make a Amino NMS. Yeah, I actually saw somebody do a super dope companion app, but it wasn't real. It was just a what is it called? It was just a render. I was really bummed out because it looked so amazing. Like, it looked flawless. Bro, you're still supposed to be in the sky. It sounds awesome. Yeah, that's what I wanted to post it on. I want to post it on the Cobra TV, his website, or the website that he co-inhabits. I think people would really enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, other people have came out with other periodic tables, but I wanted mine to be a little more comprehensive and simple, because as a graphic designer, as an artist at large, a lot of the time people will overdo and add tons and tons of unnecessary just things, and then you have to explain it, because some people won't understand, like, why did you add, I mean, let's go with the game. Like, why did you make it so that when you're mining Iridium now or other elements, there's rock around it? It's more realistic. It's easy to explain. It's more realistic to where, as you're mining this, some of it's gonna stay. You know, I don't know if this, yeah, see, like right here. You know, now it's not one solid color. It's all different, and I love that. I love those little things. I love the discoloration. Dude, at one point I found Heridium and gold like right next to each other. Super sick. Let me see, Sean, get on that, man. It's a great NMS community, great to share the table there. Wilbur was talking about the amino app in the last subcast. He's on there. Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely jump on then. I wrote it down in my notes as well. So after this, I'm gonna pretty much go and take a look at everything that I wrote down so far, and that's pretty much what I'm doing when I like take a break and you don't see me moving around. I'm taking notes and writing stuff down. Let me take a moment here again to thank everybody who is currently watching, who has stopped in, who has liked the video, who has subscribed. If you haven't already and you would like to see more content like this and just support the channel, please subscribe or even like or even comment. You know, that is support to me. I don't need people to subscribe just to see my numbers go up, because that's counterproductive to me. No one in this world is a number. I've been considered a number before when I was in the military, and it's no disrespect. It's just that's just how it is. That's the way the world works. When you're in the military, you are an asset. You are no longer Jerome Love. You are number X20 Foxtrot Zulu 11. I totally made that up, that number, but you know, you get the gist of what I'm saying. But moreover, I appreciate everybody. Anybody who comes to my chat, anybody who comes to the live stream, anybody who sticks around. Every one of you is so beautiful in that you help me push myself to go further, to be better. You know, I'm not gonna lie. If there's any car people out there, I'm sure you've already heard of, either are subscribed to or know of TJ Hunt. Love that dude, love his accomplishments, so appreciative that he makes it worthwhile to want to do YouTube. I've hated on him so much as far as like within myself and in my group, but not like on his channel, because that's disrespectful and that's not what I do. I've talked crap, absolutely. But I mean, when you see somebody doing better than you, that's just what we do. It's human. You know, I'm human at the end of the day. I'm not a robot. But I'm like rambling on. But to that end, I like the fact that he's making moves for himself and making things happen for him and his friends. I love that about him. I love that. Absolutely adore that. But back to No Man's Sky, right? Back to No Man's Sky. I'm over here rambling about stuff. Let's talk DLC again, okay? Because I feel like I didn't make my point with DLC. But we're gonna get in here, talk about some NMS DLC. What I want to see, okay, is somebody just, you know, walking out just like this, take off the HUD, walking, sees this creature, you know, it's like normal gameplay, walks out, you know, you hear this huge, ungodly scream across the sky, and you look up. That was perfect timing. But you basically see, you know, ships come in and they land right here, or they hover. New feature, boom, hovering. You can now hover. That's another way for them to implement things like that. They show it in trailers or shorts. You know, they do stuff like that with the game. It's totally possible. We know for a fact they can script this game. We know for a fact that is something that they've done before. So it would go without saying that they could do something like that with ease. So imagine, if you will, you know, someone's out here picking stuff, that happens, screams across, drop ships, they start to hover. Now we know we can hover. You see actual Viking or actual Gek or Corvex jump out, and then you look this way and here's a group of bandits come in, and then you just joined a battle, you know, and now you're in the middle of this. Okay, it's over. So now you're in the middle of this massive brawl between Gek and Corvax or what have you. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Titanium on every planet now. I love that. How much do I think it'll cost? I think it'll vary. I think if they're going to do DLC worth and I am overshooting by like $1,000 here, at large. If they put down DLC that's like $20, we need to see full customization. We need to see a full revamp. We need to see, we need to see something worth that, because a lot of people, and I'm guilty of assuming that, you know, it was kind of like, damn, we got played. You know, it's kind of a ripoff. I paid $60 to get this game, and it isn't remotely what I thought it was going to be. Close, but it wasn't remotely. Again, Sam, if there is one, I'm seeing something varying from $4.99 to $9.99, somewhere in that ballpark. Maybe $9.99 is a little more realistic, because again, if they don't do DLC worth something like that, I mean, it's just not going to be worth it. I see maybe different skins as DLC, maybe 99-cent skins for backpack. You know, if they're going to end up showing what the player looks like, making us look like a regular person, so when I look down, I see something, you know, like a shadow. Every time I see plutonium, man, it's like a magnet. But if they do it, I see it costing around that much, 99 cents to $9.99. I don't see it going anywhere above that. It's not practical with something so diverse, to where every time you download something to add to the game, it has to be worth it. You know? Since the Sentinel just like almost tried to mob at me, I think to go along with the multi-tool, we need to see hacking, because we know hacking is a real thing. Yeah, this would be dope if it was its own thing. I think if we could hack Sentinels and make them be companions and travel around with us on the planet, that'd be amazing. Favorite alien race? Oh, Korvax, all day. I love the Korvax. I actually want to do a render of myself as a Korvax and make it kind of like my little avatar for No Man's Sky when I do live streams and videos and stuff like that. Maybe tutorials, if they expand the game to that point to where doing a tutorial is practical. Because I know Stat, that dude, I loved watching his content when this game came out, but he got burnt out. You know, it is what it is. It's unfortunate, but you know, he was doing tutorials. I actually watched his video and learned how to do the whole, to where you kill all of the Sentinels or they don't respawn, and you can basically just have at the planet, which, I mean, it was unfortunate because as soon as you go into space, that's a wrap. I think I like the Gek the most. Yeah, see, I like the Gek, but just how Hello Games played them out in the game, I just think it's kind of unfortunate. Because when I was thinking Gek, I was thinking like Spore, because I played that game like, I mean, it was like a religion almost. I played that game every day for hours. So I was expecting like this malicious marauder. So pretty much what the Viking are, I was expecting the Gek to be that. That's basically from what I was understanding. Oh yeah, we jacking this titanium. I think each one has 20? That's crap. Whoops. I always forget that there's this menu here. I don't know how many other people do. Yeah, this should be worth more. I don't know if you guys are seeing it, but my grenades are ricocheting. I don't even have that on. Yo, chill out. Whoa. Swing and a miss. Dude, are you serious? Thank you. My bad, guys. I actually do want to save some of that stuff up. What should I get rid of? Carbon, probably? Yeah. I can get carbon like it's candy here. Where you at? Woo! Do y'all see that spin? And oh my goodness, that was. Oh, I guess it is full. Did I get the last one? Nope. Now I did. But yeah, see, it would be sick if, okay, you know, obviously I just caused the Sentinel to come here, and then as it's coming, I hack it. You know, I think it shouldn't get rid of the wanted level. I think if anything, it should make it go up one. You know, like, oh, I just hacked this, so now when other ones come, it tries to shoot them, or now they're, you know, now they're fighting each other. That would be sick. It would add a new dynamic part to the game that I think would be nice. Like you hit triangle again, and then it goes to the hacking module, which you see the top right there. Actually, does that do anything? Yeah, see, it doesn't do anything. Imagine if that was like the hacking part, like you aim at it with the mining laser, if they want to just add it to that or something like that, and Gekar evil. Yeah, I think that would be sick because, I mean, who wouldn't want a Sentinel flying around and then having it, who knows, make it, you know, maybe as the Sentinel flies around, it gives you updates because obviously Sentinels know more about the planets we try to inhabit or we try to traverse. So why not hack Sentinels and make it so that, you know, if we can't have them as companions, maybe they find hint, hint, temples, hint, hint, lost cities, and then, oh, I just found this lost city or a deposit of Omegon. Let me get in my land vehicle, hint, hint, and travel out here. See, all of this plays a role and is intertwined within itself, which is what we want. We don't want just like, oh, okay, I have a grenade now, or a hand grenade that I can throw, or I can set mines out here. And I set mines so what? I can live stream me blowing up other creatures. Yay, that was fun. Oh, how about there's bandits. So I set a minefield around my base, and every time I'm away, you know, you get a notification, bandits are attacking your base, and then it allows you to warp directly to your base so that you can save it from being destroyed. That'd be sick. Not sure it will be a Sentinel, but I think we will get a robot companion and a buggy of some. So yeah, exactly. I think we're gonna get some sort of companion. I believe that because I mean, it's lonely. I get that the grand vastness of space is lonely, but I mean, why does it have to be so desolate? You know, because I mean, if I had a little buddy, I would be out here longer. It would be funner because then the content, especially if it did like random things, and I'm gonna touch base on that as well. How about traps and trapping bandits? Yeah, see, that'd be sick to do like little vines that would wrap around one of these little dudes' legs or ensnare them or put them in a cage, you know, so that you can go out and then you can use different types of baits to attract even bigger creatures and stuff like that. Oops, I sent 2 comments. Huh? That's totally fine. Keep them coming. But yeah, I think having traps would be sick. Or like turrets. That was another thing I was talking about. Having turrets. There we go. Having a turret at your base would help justify, you know, having bandits and things like that in the game, or even bigger creatures that will attack your base. Because I think by them having, let me see, I made one just to see if it did anything, and it doesn't. This explosive, like this has to be something, you know, this is something we can now craft. So I see it being more. One thing that I haven't not done, one thing that I have not done yet is gone to like all of the transmission bases and stuff like that and done all of it, because I know you can make, I know you can craft like collium and linium and stuff like that. Where is it at? I know you can craft this stuff. You know, I know we can craft these. So, you know, I'm pretty confident that we can craft, what is it? I know we can craft the, brain fart. I don't know what I was talking about. Crafting, linium, other elements, explosives, things like that. I think is where I was going with that. But I think it would be worthwhile for us to have stuff like that in the game, like turrets to justify the bandits and things like that. Also, I would not be opposed to a new animation of getting in the ship. No, I mean on my screen, I commented the thing about traps 2 times. Oh, I actually didn't show up for you. Yeah, you ratted yourself out, Sam. You ratted yourself out. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the gist of where I wanted to go. I don't want to make my live streams super long unless it's like an update, but my informational live streams, I kind of just want to make like a talking point, like, you know, kind of like I write down some things and then I share and then we have a discussion and we go back and forth live. And then, you know, this can progress to something else later as far as other games and as far as No Man's Sky goes, because this is going to be my main platform game, as it were, for quite some time until either, you know, I get bored or it dies out or they don't do any more updates or, you know, there's a bunch of other games that come out. Then I'll have to mediate and decide. But pretty much No Man's Sky is going to be my number one. Like Pharrell said, number one, you and me. Smash it. That's a hit to me. Off the charts. I mean, you know what I'm saying. I'm a terrible singer, but it's a good song. Fishing would be ill. Fishing would be so dope. I think they need to work out the algorithm between. I'll get that another time. I think they need to work out the algorithm with. What is it called? With spawning in creatures though, because it's still. It seems like now, as opposed to you just traveling around seeing creatures more often, you're just surrounded by them at any given point. So it's like, oh, there's a lot of creatures, but in actuality, they're just around you more. They populate around you more often, and I think that's just like the easy way out. I'm not a big fan of that. I would rather travel and see herds of creatures as opposed to being constantly enveloped in them, you know, if that makes sense. But having fishing would be super dope to be able to go in the water in like a submarine would justify having deeper landscapes as well, because hello, you're in this huge water world and you got these super deep, miles deep, you know, valleys under the water. Like, this would be so sick to be underwater and you traverse through it in like a submarine or land vehicle, because it can go underwater too. They could add that capability. Hello, wouldn't be too difficult. All they would need to do is add jets to it. I love the deposits like that. And then I got one more point to make, and I think I'm gonna call it, guys. But I wanted to talk about. Oh my goodness, brain fart. I wanted to go over. It just was in my mind, and then it left. Let me think. Hold on, it'll come back to me. Let me deposit some of this stuff. Obviously, I'm still strong towards saying that we need to have our own signs or ways to label these. So on board with that. Let me think. What else goes in here? I think that's it. I'm sorry. It'll come to me. My mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes right now. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Man, I wanted to say. Oh man, I already got plutonium in here. Mad ill. Throw that in there. Throw some of that in there. Interesting. Interesting concept. Oh, remember, there it is. I need for them to do some sort of map system for the game. Seriously. I understand that it is procedural. Totally understand. However, if Minecraft taught us anything, it is that there is a way, a means, a capability to have a map, or at least mapped out area, or at least a means to see things we've already discovered on the planet. So, you go to a beacon, it maps out some kind of area, to where maybe on the right side, because nothing ever comes up there. Well, does stuff come up there? Well, you got your gun. So maybe, I don't know how they would work it out, but it maps out the terrain, some way. I know there's a possible way for them to work it into the game to where they implement, a mapping system. I want to see that. I need to see that. That would be sick. But then having the transmission tower like right here or even higher up, I think that would be perfect. I really, 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 really do think that would be an amazing idea. Man, I can't think of anything else really. We've been streaming for almost at 11 hours. That would be a lie. 1 hour, almost 15 minutes. That's amazing. Everybody who's stuck around the long haul with me, everybody who's subscribed, everybody who's been involved with questions on this channel. Looking at you, Sam, with all the questions. I love it. Panda, much love for coming back. Sean, I recognize you. Thank you for coming back. Anybody else do I recognize? Let me take a look. I mean, you guys have basically been in there like swimwear. And Daniel for dropping that hey on the channel or on the stream. I appreciate it. I really, really, really do. Your comments are extremely appreciated. They help me, number one, think of other things. There goes my life support. Helps me think of other things to want to talk about in the next videos and stuff like that. One thing I will say about my live streams, I will definitely, in lieu of school being over, definitely be live streaming 2 times a week until school starts. So today's Monday, expect a video Wednesday to Friday. Any time in there, Wednesday, Friday, and then Monday, I'm gonna try to make my live stream day. I know next quarter, I don't have class on Monday, so Monday, 12:30, expect a video to be going up January onward. And then until, if I have to change it, I'll change it. But I like always lose my train of thought when I'm saying thank you. I don't understand it. But again, let me get back into this thank you, because I'm very apologetic here and I'm all over the place. But again, thank you everybody for sticking in the long haul with me. Those who have, Sam, Panda, where we at? Sean, Daniel, thank you all for commenting. This has been Love's House Let's Play No Man's Sky. We talked about buggies, we talked about DLC, we talked about attachments, more things to do with vehicles, possible bandits. I'm gonna need to download Ark Survived or Survival Evolved, and I need to get on that app. So I have all of that in my notes. I'm gonna wrap this up, do some panning shots again. If anybody needs, you know what? Hold on, let me see. I've never done this. I want to do photo mode. Where's it at? With photo mode enabled, you will not receive any on-screen notifications or warnings about hazards. Sorry, let's continue. Oh, there we go. Okay, so hope everybody can still see it. Or tunnels for your base. That'd be sick. But yeah, so again, like with every stream, I ended doing some nice pan shots. So if in the event someone needs this, or if I want to go back and reuse it for the beginning tutorials and stuff like that, I'll be able to have it already captured. So without further ado, I'm going to try my hardest not to say anything so that I can use natural audio here. But for my love for photography, let's do some pan shots. Super dope. All right, guys. It's been real. It's been fun, and it absolutely has been real fun. So thank you for joining me on this journey. Thank you for stopping by Love's House. Feel free to stop by anytime.